Hi everyone, welcome to lesson 2 in how to writing. If you have not watched the 2 videos from lesson 1, starting with the read aloud from Jenny Melnick and then the lesson from me, I recommend going back to it because it's the first lesson in a new genre of writing. Those are pretty important to do in future lessons. So watch those videos if you haven't yet, and if you're ready, here we go with week 2. Last week, we looked at this chart and thought about, well, what are the important things that how-to writing does? So we discovered so far that how-to writing tells what to do in steps, 2, numbers the steps, and 3, has a picture for each step. So I wanted to show you this week an example of kid writing that did that. But the example came out so tiny. So I'm going to read it to you instead of telling it to you, which means you won't be able to see if there's pictures. So ignore thing number 3 from our chart. Let's focus on are there steps that are numbered, and does the writer tell what to do in steps? Here we go. This writing is about how to play kickball, and it was written by a kid. Step 1, make sure you make the teams. Step 2, when the ball comes, kick it. If someone catches your ball, you're out. But if no one catches the ball, you're safe. Step 3, when it is 3 outs, go to the field to catch the ball. Step 4, if you catch a ball, the other person is out. Step 5, good catch. Okay, so let's think. Did that writer tell what to do in steps? Yeah, I would say so. You could give a thumbs up if you agree. Pretend we're all together. Did that person to number the steps? I can tell you from looking at it really little, they also have a picture to go with each step. So cool, they did those things. Now, if you have your writing handy, go ahead and check your writing. And if not, you can pause the video in a second and go find it and see. Did you do each of these things with your first try at how-to writing? Does your writing tell what to do in steps? Did you number the steps? Do you have a picture for each step? If so, awesome. It was your first try and you already did all those things. If not, that is okay. It was your first try with how-to writing. So you can go back, you can add those things to this writing, or those can be things that you think about the next time you do some how-to writing, hopefully right after this. Now, if I read all of your how-to books, I read the ones in my class, but I've heard that there are some awesome how-to books that are happening in other classes too. I know I would learn all types of things. I might learn about how to make brownies, how to play basketball, how to ride a bike, how to make a glitter calm jar, how to do a puzzle, how to ride a scooter or put together a Lego set. My goodness, so many things. Today I want to teach you that when you write a how-to book, yes, there are new things to do, but also you can use things that helped you as a writer doing other types of writing to help you as you do this type of writing as well. So some strategies that you will still use are to think about what you want to write and to say those steps and touch the pages as you plan your writing. You also are going to draw a picture and say the words that go with each picture, but instead of each page just being a page, each page with pictures is going to be for one step, right? Just like my writing was last week. So today I want to practice together doing that with a topic that we know really well, fire drills, right? No matter what classroom you're in, you know a lot about how to safely do a fire drill. So let's think together what a how-to book like that would look like. So I'm going to practice. Got my writing paper. I'm going to touch and tell. Here we go. Okay. Step 1. When you hear the fire alarm go off, line up at the classroom door right away. Oops, sorry, my paper's upside down. Step 2. Okay, so we just lined up at the door. What do we do I know. Okay. Step 2. Walk out the door and walk up towards the upper field in line with your class. Important details. Okay. What comes next? Step 3. Go all the way up to the upper field in your line with your class and find the spot where your class sits down. Okay, I have the first 3 steps for the fire drill. Did you notice, writers, how I named the steps in the fire drill? Just touching the page and saying what I plan to write. That's helping me plan out my writing. That's helping me think through my steps. That is a strategy that you should try when you are planning out what you will write today or whichever day you end up sitting down to start in on your writing. So I want you to think now, pretend that you have an imaginary booklet in front of you. You may have done this in the classroom, where you have pretend pages to touch and tell. What are the next steps in a fire drill? So we just got up to the upper field and sat down. Can you remember what happens next? What your bodies are doing, what you might be doing with your teacher, other important grown-ups at the school. So think for a minute, pretend you have pages to touch. What would step 4 be? What would step 5? Okay, if you needed to pause it, you can pause. I'm going to keep going. What other steps would you add to the end? You could send me a message and let me know. But now you're probably ready to write. You have a planning strategy that you can use to help you write a how-to book. Maybe this is your first how-to book. Maybe you watched the videos from last week, but you didn't get a chance to write anything. Maybe this is a second or even a third. Maybe you did a lot of how-to writing last week. But see if you can use that planning tool of touching and telling pages, whether they're real pages or imaginary, to help you. I also wanted to show you that I practiced making my own writing paper, and it was pretty fast. I didn't use a ruler because I just wanted to really quickly get ready for my writing, but I made a spot for my name and my date. I made a big box for my picture and a little box for my numbered step, and then I did some dotted lines down below. So if you don't have a printer at your house, you could totally make this paper. And maybe you make it without lines, and maybe you just make single lines like I did for my name and my date, but there are things you can do to have writing paper without the actual writing paper. Okay, writers, you are all set and ready to go. Now, we all just thought about steps for having a fire drill, but that does not mean that you have to write about doing a fire drill. You can, you're welcome to, but you can write about anything that you could teach another person how to do. Maybe something that you've been doing recently at home. I know from seeing different things from kids in my class, they have been doing all sorts of things, taking care of their dogs, making crayons out of recycled crayons, playing board games with their family. There's so many things that you are doing at home. So think about what you might be able to write a how-to book about, and your teachers and I can't wait to see what you come up with. All right, see you next time. Bye.